to another edition of the Gator Nation Football Podcast Film Review. I'm James DiVirgilio, and on today's episode, we'll take a look at Florida's offense versus LSU's defense. And this game, of course, featured DJ Lagway throwing 5 interceptions, a feat not duplicated by another Florida quarterback since 1992. It's just not every day that you throw 5 picks. I'm going to break down all 5 interceptions on the channel today. And if you want to see the full film breakdown, head on over to Patreon. The link is in the description, where $15 a month gets you all access to both the offense and defensive film breakdowns each and every week. A quick word on why I moved these videos to Patreon. I've never monetized YouTube. This channel is totally for free. Not a single cent has ever been generated by me from it. If we grow to 50,000 subscribers, not a single cent will be generated from YouTube. So Patreon allows me to control my work and allow those who want to support me to essentially have me keep making free content for everyone else. So if you value the content, head on over there, get the full review. If not, don't worry. I'll keep making free film reviews for you here each and every week, all season long. Also, a quick note on the USF game. Last week was a vintage performance versus USF. And really, I felt like it was important to try to show the all-22 in that game so you could see what was happening on each and every play. And of course, YouTube took that down after about being up for 48 hours. I cannot show that video in its entirety, so therefore that is gone off the channel. If you missed that, my apologies. But for the rest of this season, I will use the TV broadcast, which means I'm going to tell you where the players off screen are. Not quite as good as showing you, but there's just nothing I can do about that with the current all-22 regulations that exist in college football. So my apologies there. All right, with all of that news out of the way, let's hop into the film and see just what went so wrong for DJ Lagway. First and 10, very first play of the game. A lot of space in here. LSU going to play too high at the start, and really they're playing safe on this play. This will change for most of the game, but just make sure they don't get beat early on. It's going to be a play that Florida's gadgeted up here. We are going to hit Vernell Brown underneath this safety, but Trey off your screen is going to have a huge win on the slant. He's actually going to turn his defender all the way around. Ideally, ball goes here to Trey. First read is going to be VB3. It's just fine here, but DJ, and this is going to be a trend of this whole video, is really pre-snap deciding he's going here based upon the space, and he's going to throw it. And so I'm mentioning that Trey beat his man more convincingly here just because certainly this is a live double read here, right? I mean, if he collapses down early, DJ should move to his second read. He's going to stick this throw here, and this is fine. But this is going to be a theme for what we go through here on this video today. So let's roll the tape. There we go. Roll the tape right here. Open up right. Plenty of space here on top to hit this pass. Now, look, Florida does a lot of stuff that's interesting. We've talked about it before with spacing. You've got a receiver down here running a slant, basically a double slants concept. But in this kind of look here, with the linebacker here, you could run this in a variety of ways, right? Pre-snap, you could adjust this, maybe send Trey on the go and clear that out, and just send him here in this space, right? Easier throw, more space, more room. High-low the outside guy. I mean, there's more that can be done, but we're going to start off with an early pass here into traffic, fit this one in, see what we can do, and there's your ball, right? Perfectly fine ball, right in the numbers, and we're off and running. So far, so good. First play on the road in Death Valley, 1-for-1, feeling good, looking good. Everyone's hoping that Lagway's going to return to the freshman version of himself and not whatever we've gotten this year. All right, we've seen so far that Lagway has not been comfortable with what's happening versus pre-snap and post-snap. Now, pre-snap here, this looked like a cover 6. This could be anything, right? You got 2 high here. Looks like cover 6 pre-snap. He's off. He's down low. Looks like cover 2 on this side, cover 4 on this side, right? Dropper, stay low in the box, and then dropper. That's what it looks like. Again, you got to confirm post-snap because LSU has been rolling pre-snap to post-snap, making life difficult for the Gators. And then here comes the route combo. We're going to try to hit Sturdivant here on a corner route, which versus cover 2 is a viable throw. That safety does not have leverage. You're going to basically high-low this corner. So this is a correct read. I believe DJ pre-snap reads this as exactly what we just called out, cover 6. This guy's dropping. He reads this as the whole shot he wants to hit. And Florida does have the right call on for this cover 6, as you're going to get VB3 running right up here up the middle, splitting these two safeties. So I do think Florida does ID the right call here versus this defense on 3rd down and 10. They get what they want. Can we protect up front? Yeah, protection here is good. This is not perfect. Rewind a little bit here. This is not perfect. Obviously, protection only because for a second here, it looks like, right, we're losing control here just for a second. And again, DJ's got a great pocket, right? But we're not seeing just the ideal Alabama when Mac Jones was there, if you will, setup. But he's got a lot of time. We're on our back foot. Everything we need is here. Got the read we want. Got the post-snap read we want. We're confident. We know we've confirmed it. Right foot hits the ground. We know we have grass over here. We don't have jerseys. We don't have color over here, if you will. We have grass. Put the ball to grass. And let's get out of here. Now, I'm going to show you what would be even better when we get the next camera look. But notice the footwork here of DJ. We talked about this last week. Talk about it again right now. Notice the footwork here as he comes back. You want to have your right foot hit and then drive forward, right? Don't wash out. Don't waste energy. Steer your energy into the throw. That's what we want to do. And look at what happens to his feet here as he resets the right foot underneath himself and then gets basically no drive on this throw, right? Again, this is poor mechanically, poor fundamentally. Look at that right foot right there. What are we doing with the right foot? Right? Right foot hits. There's a reason you're doing this. Drive. Drive through your throw. Instead, we get the front foot that washes out. Right? Get the front foot that washes out here. There it is. What are we doing with this? What's happening here? Here's your right foot. Your left foot was here. Drive down the throw. Rip it, right? Trust what you see and rip it. And instead, that washes out. Now we reset our feet here. So we've just lost everything we had. We already were planted. We were already ready. Drop, 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 sling. Now our timing is off. Now we're not on a strong platform anymore. We still have a nice clean pocket. That clean pocket's going to matter in a second. But this ball is just egregiously underthrown. It's also thrown late, meaning even if he had thrown it perfectly, you'd have to put that ball right about here to make this work, right? And you're going to have a safety that's going to clamp down on that. So he's late on the throw. He gets absolutely no drive on the throw. There's a lollipop pick right here. LSU with the first of their 5 interceptions in this game. And thankfully, we're going to get a nice set of reviews here from ESPN to check it from other angles. But this is an extremely poor throw, despite the fact that DJ does get the pre-snap and post-snap coverage that he was hoping for and looking for. So again, LSU did not confuse Lagway on this play. He had what he wanted. He delivered a poor ball. And once again, his footwork, just incredibly suspect. Just a stunning regression from last year to this year, where he largely would display quality footwork and occasionally would display poor footwork. That's just totally flipped this year. Now, again, you can watch, as we talked about, right, pre-snap. Let's rewind some and get your pre-snap look. So right here, pre-snap, DJ correctly reads that he probably has cover 2 here. Now, he's in a weird spot for being a cover 2 safety. He's straight up basically over the ball. But based upon what you see on this side and this side here, you're likely to get a sitter and then a dropper, right? That's likely what's to happen. Your corner route is going to be in play. Open up, trust it, rip it, right? Open up right away. He goes to the play side. He's everywhere he wants to be. We talked about this from the other angle. And look at all this grass. Ball's just got to go right here. He just cannot get there. He's out-levered. You know it. Trust it, grip it, rip it. You've got good protection. Right now, it's perfect protection up front. It's going to get a little muddy just for a second, but you got to trust it right here. A little muddy, right? Little muddy. You see color in your face. You see this flashing. You see this flashing, but you got to trust it. You got to climb up in here, deliver this ball. You got a lot of grass here. You got to make this throw. Even better yet, though, than that. Even better yet, though, than that is you ID'd your pre-snap. You know you likely got cover 6, where you got a dropper and a dropper, right? Cover 2 safety, cover 2 safety here. Then you got your underneath corner here playing both, trying to split the distance between both these guys. You know then that this route's your home run route. If you have time in the pocket and you see him sliding over to make a play, right, you can rip this ball even as far as to on this seam, depending on how much you sell this, right? So as you're advancing your quarterback play, This throw is not the one you go for. This is the throw you go for. Now, DJ's not there yet. Obviously, he's a sophomore. But regardless, for him to not hit this throw into the proper window over here, given the clarity of this look, this kind of throw, wow. I mean, there's just no other way to say it. I mean, that is unbelievably poor from a guy of his caliber or supposed caliber in his second season. Just really, really poor across the board, from footwork to delivery to where the ball gets put to just everything. And again, he wasn't confused on this play. That's what makes it way worse. This is a breakdown of fundamentals consistently in his game, and it cost him dearly right here. Just a really poor, poor ball. I mean, this is nowhere near where you need that to be. All right, second pick of the game, fourth. 3rd and 7, 29 seconds left. Again, running very low on the play clock here. Pre-snap look-wise, this play is going to just be so poor given what we see here pre-snap. So this clearly looks like man on this side. Looks like we're locked up. Single high over here. Looks like we're locked up here. Man off your screen you can't see. And again, it could be him on the running back. Could be him on the running back, right? Unsure here. However, the look clearly is that you've got one high. Now look, LSU post-snap's been roaming, right? They were in cover 4 earlier, but they can only do so much post-snap when you're showing this right here. Once again, as LSU did multiple times this game, you're going to get a matchup here that you think you should like on 3rd down and 7. This is one you think you should like. You got Trey here. You got the far side of the field. You got a linebacker who's not taking a ton of leverage. He's more right in the box than he is out of the box. He's not splitting the difference perfectly. You think you'd want to go there. But again, DJ's not been super comfortable. He has had a decent second quarter. And this is just wild work by DJ Lagway. This right here is some wild work. What are his route combinations? Well, you probably already guessed it. Probably a lot of hitches, right? Yep, that's correct. This is going to be a dig. Dig there, again, against what obviously looks like, press man. And you're going to wind up getting all hitches. Going to get a hitch here, going to get a hitch on the outside over here. Ball's going to run basically just a little sit route here. Going to get a hitch out here. That's what you're going to get. So DJ's going to open up. Read this right side right away, right? We have no idea where the safety is. Notice how he didn't first locate this. He's snapping here right away. Would prefer him to see the safety first. Where is the safety? Where did he go? Is he still up there? Is he in single high? What happened? Did they rotate? No idea. No picture there. We're just looking down low. Right foot hits. Now we want to drive and hit our throw. He's sitting on your hitch. Again, there's only 28 seconds left, and we're only on the 40-yard line. It's 3rd and 7. So going to be a hard time scoring points with the style of offense as far as running this 1-minute drill. But here we go. Here's your dig, right? And so you're hoping to hit this. He sits here. You win on your dig, and you stick this. But again, there is a single high safety sitting right here. We're going to see the other camera angle where that is. Notice all the space you have on the other hand down here with Trey, which was available pre-snap. Not a secret here. This is not tricky. Lagway in the pocket. And now we're going to see what we've been seeing all game long. The footwork from Lagway could not be more poor, right? Could not be more poor. It's not to harp on a player. The role of film study is to get your player to do the right thing, right? Fundamentals, do the right thing. If you want to be successful too, you've got to have good technique and good fundamentals. That's the bottom line. Everybody wants you to be successful. You want to be successful. Right foot hits the ground. We want to drive forward. We want to use our energy to deliver this ball right to our window. If that's not there, we want to reset our feet and come over here. That's what you want to do. Step, reset, fire, right? That's what you got to do. You can't do this. So now we're going to wind up getting into this little shuffle stance right here. Now what are we doing here? Are we throwing this way? No. Well, then why are our feet facing that way? Right? We can't have that happen. And now we're throwing at a standstill with no drive right here. First of all, he's gloved up anyway. But second of all, we've been staring him down. We have been staring him down for the past 2 seconds. We're just staring at him, staring at him, staring at him, staring at him, still staring at him, staring at him, staring at him. What do you think the safety is? Yeah, that's right, gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. That's exactly what he should do, right? There it is. That is just the easiest pick you can possibly get. And again, the regression of DJ Lagway from last year to this year continues on. LSU's happy about it. Thank you very much, DJ. Appreciate that. 10-10 game. We'll take the free 3 points from you on third down. He's upset about it, as he should be. But it's really hard to explain how far his game has fallen. And it's only going to fall further in the second half. But this is crazy work right here. This is just crazy work from DJ. I mean, again, pre-snap, look, this is not a secret, right? Pre-snap, there is only one guy sitting high right now. It's him. Again, he's low. Look to your left. You can see. Looks like he's on tray. You're clearly pressed up here and man. You'd expect him to be here. He's probably going to be your rat, right? And then he is probably going to be on ball. That's not rocket science. That's most likely going to be your pre-snap read. Now you should open up, and the first thing you should do, of course, is ID this guy. Does he stay here in single high? Because you know all the rest of your routes are hitches. Hitch, hitch, hitch. Take a quick peek on your way back. And then you still have time to hit your hitch if you want. This does you no good. Now you've lost ID on him entirely, right? You're looking under. You have no idea where the safety is. You know he was somewhere up there. And now we're just staring it down. Just staring it down. Staring down our dig. No, we got a window here. Maybe we should be floating it over here is all we're thinking about. We've lost complete control inside of the safety. Now the safety is playing us. He's just watching our eyes. Go to work here to trust his read and come downhill. Right? Trust the read. You know he's not looking at you. You know he's staring at this throw. And then come straight downhill. For what it's worth, it's actually an excellent throw by DJ to VB3. For what it's worth, not good footwork, not what you want to do. That's actually a really accurate throw to VB3. Unfortunately, there's a safety there. There he is, coming downhill. Obvious, so obvious. These are not the things you want to see happening here with your quarterback during his sophomore year. DJ himself does not want to see these things happening, but it is hard to explain just how bad it's gotten for him. That is a hope throw, a stare down, no reading of any kind, off-platform pick at a crucial time in a 10-10 game on the road. That's brutal. Now, he knows that's brutal. Really tough look there. All right, third down and 18 again. Not a down and not a down being. And, Florida's still in the game. Despite all this, this is still 13-10. Kind of also a classic Billy Napier game on the road in this situation. Somehow Florida's still in it. But, man, this is tough. I mean, if you're DJ here, there's hard questions he's going to have to answer when he watches his own film review. Because this is brutal. So he's got 4 guys going into a pattern over here. Here's your lineman, right? He's got 4 guys there, and you got 4 defenders here. It's a flex defender. He can come here. He could be the whole defender, but you got 4. You're probably 4 on 4. Even if you're 5 on 4, right? 5 on 4 over here, then you're thinking you still maybe like those odds. But if you're 5 on 4 over there, then you're thinking you're 1 on 1 over here. But I would say that's a real big gamble to make, and it doesn't have to be a gamble at all, because if DJ is instead just taking the snap here and looking at what he does, this will not happen. But again, the wheels are going to fall off here. This is going to be, a sophomore in high school learning how to kind of make this read and make this play for the first time right here, right now, because he's not going to do anything other than snap his head, right? He takes the snap. His eyes are kind of softly here. He takes the snap, and then he's going to, let's watch right here. As you're catching this snap, he should open up his eyes. He should read what is happening with this defender. This guy's also sitting low. So pre-snap, you might think they're in cover 2. That's what this looks like. It is going to wind up being cover 2, which means these guys are going to be squatting on these short routes. Not a surprise. This is not really a disguise here from LSU. If he even sees the safeties with this action, he should know he's got cover 2. And this slant route is not going to be the thing that you want to go to. However, he seemingly sees nothing and then decides, I'm throwing the slant route, no matter what. Never IDing the obvious conflict defender here, right? And you can see LSU wound up going 4 on 4 up top. 4 on 4 up top, rolling a safety over the top over here, and then bringing him in here. So essentially now he's 2 on 1. That's bad math, right? Bad math, bad pre-snap look, but the post-snap play is what's really bad. If you want to go to this, you know that the only guy that can really, really hurt you is going to be him dropping back or him moving over. He's too far away to impact the play on a slant route. But you wind up checking absolutely nothing and then driving this throw so confidently because you have no idea that this guy is here. And again, this is not particularly anything that's super sneaky. They showed cover 2 pre-snap. Look, LSU's been rolling out of coverages. That's true. You can't know until you take the ball, right? It's much easier to look on film, stop, freeze, and show you. But regardless, your pre-snap look was what happened post-snap. The most likely result was the result, and you're blindly throwing your first read right here. And I mean, this is not even close. And then on top of that, you're supposed to be an athlete. How do you not push this guy out of bounds, right? I mean, come on, dude. You're supposed to be an athlete. If that's max effort, if that's all you got, then maybe you've got an injury we don't know about. Maybe there's something else going on there. Because if that's all that you have right here, it's 13-10. Their offense has been absolutely terrible. You throw a pick, a bad pick, right? It's fine. You know what? A lot of people throw picks. It's going to be a tough night for you here. But you know what you don't want to do is you don't want to let this guy score, and you throw this pick, and you're telling me that you don't have enough to get this guy on the ground out of bounds? I mean, push him out of bounds too. That is brutal. I mean, that is a brutal look. It's a brutal read. It's a brutal play. It's just adding to the brutality of the regression of DJ Lagway. Is it stick a fork in him? He's done? No. But, if this were the NFL, which we are far from it, he'd absolutely be sitting on the bench learning for probably a while. The fundamentals are way off. The timing is way off. The confidence is not there. He's not reading the field. He's not ready to play in the SEC right now. That's what this film is showing. He is not ready to be a quarterback in the SEC at this moment in time. He's going to need a remodel, a rework. He's going to need to go back to the basics, and it's not going to happen overnight. That is an egregiously bad mistake in that situation, compounding what is going on here. And I think you see some of the reaction from the players knowing that, hey, this is getting bad, right? This is getting ugly. This is not ideal. All right, here's another look at it. Remember, it's 3rd and 18. It's 3rd and 18, right? Even if you drive this slant in here, what is happening? You're not in field goal range, most likely. You're not going to wind up over here. You're still punting. You're still far away. Risk-reward football. The quarterback has got to be managing the game. It's got to be the general on the field. It's got to be the brain of the coach on the field. You've got to be executing here, right? You need to be executing here. This is not a ball you should be throwing. But again, this is not a surprise, right? You count the numbers. You got single high here. Right side looks like you got a guy here. You got 2 low here, right? What's he doing over here? That's kind of bizarre, right? He's stacked over here. It could be 5, could be 4. Again, you got to ID this guy. You got to look at him. You got to check him after the snap, right? You got to check him. He's the one that can hurt you. Again, he can hurt you, or likely he can hurt you. Of course, they could drop him too, but you got to check the window. You cannot just blindly let this ball rip. It's just brutal. I mean, just immediately, he sees nothing. This little quick look he has here, he just literally sees nothing. I mean, he's catching the snap, and he's pre-snap reading, and this is, we've seen Felipe Franks do this in a Florida uniform. We've seen other quarterbacks do this. This is not what you want to see a 5-star quarterback do, right? Just blindly rip a slant when they're clearly already squatting on it. He's not in the cover 3 tech. He's not been bailing. He's sitting all over it anyway, and now you have not ID'd this guy, right? This is great defense by LSU, though. Way to rob. This is what you do. You trust your read. We've seen Florida in past times try to execute something similar, and they just kind of soft shoe it and chill. He's sending it. He's like, hey, man, I got myself a pick right here. And again, look at the coverage here, right? That's what we're taking. This is what we're looking at. Man, what a 3rd and 18. 3rd and 18. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Can't stop him. Can't get him out of bounds. Just really, really tough look. 3rd down and 9 now. Florida just desperately in a field goal, and they're basically in field goal range with 6:35 left. They're somehow still in this game thanks to the defense playing heroically and seemingly LSU's offense being pretty anemic this season. But regardless, Florida is in it. All right, pre-snap look, what do we have here? Looks like we could be in man, right? Looks like we could be in man. We could also be, as you have too high over the ball here, here and here, right? Could be in cover 6 again. Could be cover 4 on this side with 2 droppers. He could drop back over here. He could drop and be cover 2 right here short. Hard to know. You got to see afterwards. One of those 2 looks is going to be there, though, and you want to ID where the safeties go after this ball is snapped. That's what you do for your lag way. You want to, there they go. Snapping here. Rewind this for you. Let's rewind this. Get the safeties into the screen here. There we go. Again, TV broadcast. Tough to see, unfortunately, but they're going to immediately go here. Right away, cover 2. So you take this snap. Your eyes are here. You confirm your read. Okay, we've got cover 2, probably on this side. Could be cover 4 on this side, right? See the depth here? That's what you're looking at. But you know you've got too high here. And you want to ID that, and then you want to see that. Florida's route combinations here, I will show you when we get to the other screen, but they're going to be, not surprisingly, short route here, and then you're going to get this post route in the middle where DJ is going to try to get to. He's going to confidently drive this throw and sling it into triple coverage where the safety is running this route for him. There's Trey. And then there we go. Easy pick on the overthrow. And just what are we doing? There's DJ, pick number 4 on the day, right? Pick number 4 on the day. LSU fans loving it. LSU's defense all over the place, making tons of turnovers. Florida just totally out of sorts. Let's look at the sky cam, though, so we can really see what's going on this play. All right, now from this angle, we get a good look at what LSU is in. Again, here, we've seen this before, right? He's playing straight up kind of over the center. That allows them to, he could drop down. This could be, move into cover 3. You could have him come back, him off your screen come back. You could come down into cover 1. You could play man. There's a lot of looks here, but given how much cover 2 LSU has played, right, in this game, especially because they figured out Lagway seems to be really struggling with it, you would likely think pre-snap that you might have cover 4 on this side. You might have cover 2 on this side, right? Cover 6. Regardless of what happens here, pre-snap, Florida's route combinations are pretty curious given what's here. So you're going to wind up getting 2 short basic hitch routes over here, and then Trey's going to run this cover 2 beater route. I mean, this will be one. We're going to split this right up the middle, and that's what you want. These guys are going to drop back here. However, if you're Florida, here's where the curiosity comes into play. So your Lagway, everything looks good here. We're dropping back, right? You've ID'd that this is indeed cover 2. Your right foot hits the ground. You're ready to climb and stick this. A lot of space in here. It's exactly where you want to rip this ball. It's a weak spot, right? Kind of a Tampa 2 look here with this linebacker following. Trey's going to beat him, and you know it. The only problem is, again, pre-snap, you saw the look. I showed you the look if you're Florida. How in the world do the Gators not have a route running vertical? Because this safety, he's responsible. He's going to come over here and typically sit over the number 2 receiver. If 2 goes vertical, he might stay with him, right? But if you're Florida, you might as well in this case, especially if you think it could be, let's say you think it's cover 4 on this side. Well, send 3 verts here, right? Send 3 verts here with this as your bender, and that's a tutty. That's a touchdown. And then make sure you send a vert here to hold him, right? It's pretty simple if that's your read. Again, Florida doesn't run 4 verts. I don't think I've ever seen them do it. But in any regard, you got to send someone here to keep this safety occupied. And again, pre-snap, it was pretty likely they were going to be in this look. And so for Lagway to read, okay, great. Yeah, this is what I've got. I've got cover 2. This is a weak spot. Well, it's not a weak spot when this safety isn't held by anything over here. Now he's a center fielder, right? And so is this guy. They're both going to play center field. It's just he's closer to the ball here. He's going to make a play. But he's also not being held. So you suspect they're going to be in too high, and your play, which can be too high, doesn't have the prerequisite routes to hold these guys. And again, my major critique on Florida's offense is, generally speaking, the best offenses run routes that break the rules of the defense. So these guys are taught into cover 2, right, or cover 6, or whatever it may be, to do their job. Who their job is, what number receiver they watch on release, depending on the rules of the defense, depending on whether they're matching or not, right? There's a whole host of these things, but they're doing their job. Good offensive play design and play calls are meant to beat that naturally. You're going to do your job, and by you doing your job, you will be wrong. That's what a good play caller does, what a good play design does. Is that Florida's sending one route here that is now going to be guarded by 3 guys, and Lagway says, hey, look, I know I have space here. This is where I want to go. And also, like, we're locked up. I guess you kind of have this here, maybe. And that's not looking super promising. So he's thinking, great, I'm going to take this shot because that's where the space is. But the space is not there because no one's holding him. It's crazy to me. Again, I've harped on it for 4 years now. I'm not a football coach, obviously. I'm not coaching the Gators. I'm not getting paid millions to do those sorts of things. You can question me all you want as a guy who's just doing film review. But, we like to say on the channel, the film never lies. And in this case here, I think there's a lot of high school coaches who would watch this film and say, I've got plenty of ways I'd beat that, especially based upon the pre-snap and post-snap look. I'd have some route combinations I would use. And week in and week out, we just don't see Florida using even those very often. And that's why I think there's a lot of questions about why this offense's performance has been the way it's been for so many years. And here we are again, doing it again, down 10 somehow in this game, still in it. Yet another pick. All right, final play of the film review here. The film review interception of the game, the 5th and final one. It is 1st down and 10. All 4 of the previous picks were on 3rd down. Florida somehow still in this game, but LSU going to read Florida's mail again. Looks like a cover 2 here pre-snap. Not surprisingly, probably going to get this cover 2 look that LSU has been using so successfully versus Florida. We saw the route combos last time. What does Florida come up with this time versus the potential cover 2? Again, you got to see what's going to play out. Well, here's the deal. LSU knows that Florida, of course, is on the 40-yard line. And when Florida's on the 40-yard line, they largely want to take shots, especially on 1st down. They want to run a trick play. They want to run deep. We talked about this in the previous play. So what is LSU going to do? They're not going to worry about this at all. They say, we're not worried about this guy. 14 is an unknown receiver to us. We're going to let him play by himself. But we are going to worry about VB3, and then Mizell is over here, and we're going to make sure that VB3 is walled off. So we're going to have him just look at whatever VB3 is doing. And he's going to be on an island by himself. Except we know Florida's tendencies, and we know it's probably likely that Florida might want to run some kind of double move on us. So we're going to show what looks like cover 2, but really we're bailing over here. We're bailing over here, and we're going to wall off everything else on this side of the field here and let this guy do what he wants with a bailing corner, right? We're going to read the mail and get things right. And then there it is. Here's your hitch. And then soon you're going to have your go. Now, is he biting on the hitch? No, he's not. Despite the fact that Florida's run 5 million hitches, his coaches have adequately prepared him. It's not going to be right now. Doesn't want to throw this hitch right now. It's not what's going to happen. Just like the slant, we're going for something more. And he's already ready for it, right? That is not there. DJ's looking at it, and he knows right now that's not there. Nothing is going to be over here either, by the way. That's going to be totally locked up. It's time to just live for another down. We are going to get some pressure right here, unfortunately. And so DJ, as we now see him turn, here it comes. Here comes your hitch and go. Let's look at that top screen. There it is. There's your hitch and go. And does he look fooled? No. I mean, this is taking candy from a baby, reading the mail. Right, he's got full access, a full subscription to Florida's offensive game plan, and he's sitting on it, right? And now we've got a full subscription here to the backfield. Not a problem there. Lagway gets away. Well, that's cool. We're jailbroken over here on Hansen. Let's rewind this to see what happened. Right, Hansen trying to hang on for dear life here, trying to block 12. It's not going to work well for him. Here we go. I'm blocking him. Okay, he's just absolutely yoking me. He's working me like on the sled in practice. I'm gone. I'm putting my hand on him. I'm down from the other guy who got in and got pressures. And now my quarterback's in trouble. DJ threw the slant and go earlier. Anyway, can't throw this one now because he's got too much pressure. He's like, well, if I can't throw the slant and go deep, I'm throwing this. I'm going to turn around, pivot, and just lob one up here to my boy Mizell because I know 11's a baller. I know James has been saying on film review, I'm just going to give him a shot. Well, this is not the time to give him a shot. Not on that throw, not in that scenario. Also, you can notice Florida's running 2 like 5-yard routes here and then 1 up top, hitch and go. Great concepts, I know. But here we are, and there's a pick, right? I mean, there it is. There's a pick. Game over for sure. Totally sealed. that's it. I mean, that's a wrap. Florida somehow in this game all the way until this point even, but that 1st and 10 pick is going to do it. LSU celebrating. Their offense equally as terrible to Florida's minus all the turnovers. That look is pretty much all Florida fans' looks. DJ, I think, probably not even sure anymore what playing quarterback really means, right? I mean, this is an incredible regression. Again, you want to open up here. You're going to look at your read. You're going to see this guy is not biting on this at all. You got to come off of it. I mean, immediately you know that's gone. Wall off here, no respect, no care, no worries, right? You know that's gone. Right now, you know that's gone. Right foot hits. You already know that is dead. It's 1st down and 10. Snap your head around. See what you got here. Take your check down. Move on to next down. There's your check down. You just rip your check down. I mean, it's over instantly. It's over before it started. Cooked, check down. Just do it, right? Live to fight another day. We can all talk on the film about, look, man, what do you want the quarterback to do, right? You want your job to be, I'm not going to turn the ball over. I'm going to make the plays when they're to be made. And if there's no plays to be made, then we'll do a whole film of checkdowns where James says, look, it's not DJ's fault. He's checking the ball and every time because there's nowhere to go. But in this particular game, there were some options. There were some throws. Look, Napier's offense, in my opinion, as you all know, is not good. It's not easy. It's not quarterback friendly. I don't like it at all. But you can't compound things too. You can't make it worse. You can't regress like this, right? You can't forget how to play quarterback, which is what this looks like on film. It's a crazy bad look. And this is unbelievable. I mean, this is freshman football stuff right here. I mean, this is just, you can't do this too. You just can't do it. I know you're a hard worker. I know you're trying your best. I'm not trying to pick on you, right? But film review-wise here, this is unbelievable. It's a stunning regression, the likes of which I have not seen in my 12 years covering, of course, all the Florida quarterbacks. I haven't seen it from other quarterbacks. I'm sure, write to me if there are some that are like this in college that have had kind of really excellent freshman year debuts, only to regress so significantly that their base fundamentals seemingly are no longer there, right? I mean, just no longer there. And if you're an LSU defensive coordinator and coach, it's like taking candy from a baby all game long. You're reading the mail. You're getting bigger paychecks, right? You're walking around full of pride. Easy money for opposing DCs. And Florida's offense, again, puts a crap result out there on film and on the scoreboard. Just absolute garbage here. And just a tough day for the Gators in Baton Rouge. Billy Napier again, 4 years, offensive coordinator. The offense has not looked very coordinated to me. Not very productive, not very coordinated, marred by penalties. Open receivers are rare. Screenplays are aplenty. And teams are often 1 step or 2 or 3 steps ahead of the Gators. Well, that's going to do it for this film review. I hope that you enjoyed this film review. I know for me, it was personally not so much fun to make, right? I've had my fill of having to dive into this each and every week for so long. I think we all hope as Florida fans, of course, you're an LSU fan, this is great. You're enjoying it. You're probably worried about your own offense, but outside of that, you're enjoying it. But if you're a Florida fan, this is just tough. This is tough. It's been a malaise. It's been a long-term malaise. And here we are again, right? It's kind of like Groundhog Day over and over and over again. When will it stop? When will there be a reprieve from what is seemingly the madness? And as far as what happens with two, I think, like we said last week on the podcast, he's got a long road ahead of him. There's a lot of fundamental issues that he is displaying right now that just do not get fixed in 1 week. They just do not get fixed in 1 week. All right, that'll bring me to the end of this video. As always, it's a pleasure to be with you. I'll be with you all season long. Through whatever lows we go through, whatever highs we may magically hit, I will be here. Go Gators. On behalf of the Gator Nation Football Podcast Film Review, I'm James DiVirgilio. Thanks for watching.